Okay, guys, what we're going to try to do here is we're going to try to get this bolt out of the engine block that was stuck in here, or broke off because there was Loctite on there. Kind of snapped off on us on accident, so now we have to deal with it. We have to get it out. So what we're going to try to do is heat the block up here a little bit and the bolt up here and try to get this to back out and get the threads to back out so we do not have to re-drill a hole and re-tap threads into the engine block. If we cannot get this out, then that is going to be option B. Option B is going to be we're going to have to kind of cut this even, re-drill into the block right here, and we're going to have to re-tap a little bit bigger new threads so we can get a new bolt in there, which is quite a bit more work than just heating both of these up and backing this out, which works quite a bit for a lot of rusted on or stuck or broken bolts. So Mr. Jursik's going to come over here and show us how to heat it up with a torch here, and we're going to keep our fingers crossed and hope that we could kind of get this thing to back itself out.
Okay. Most any shop's going to have a set of torches. It's a great tool to have not only for heating but cutting parts off. Unfortunately, we live in what's called the corrosion states, and we use salt on our roads in the wintertime, and cars corrode, fasteners corrode, things get stuffed, parts break, so you either need to heat them up in order to remove them or actually cut them out sometimes. And what our heat does is it causes parts to expand. So my hopes are to heat up the engine block just right here enough to expand so I could get a pair of vice grips on the end of that stud there that broke, and hopefully it'll back out because this expanded a little bit. Okay, I have my torch here, and if you're an auto body, you know how a torch is set up. I have a tip on here that's made for welding, but we're going to use it for heating also. So I'm going to go ahead and light up my torches like I know how. If you want to know about the torches, come hang out in Auto Club. I could show you the torches. Auto Body, Advanced Auto Tech will show you torches. There's a lot of safety protocol for the torches. I have Mr. Diorio here, so I'm not working alone in case of a fire. He just has a little spray bottle for small fires. If things get out of hand, we have a fire extinguisher close by. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to light up my torch. Light my acetylene first. Flame it on. Add my oxygen. And while this is hot, it's going to heat up fast, but it's also going to cool down fast because it has a lot of surface area. So I want to heat it up, shut my torch down safely, and be able to get my vice grips on the end of that bolt as fast as I could, as safe as I could, because everything's going to be super hot, but it's also going to cool down real quick. Okay, so I'm going to heat the outside here. Starting to discolor a little bit, which means it's getting really hot. They actually make crayons that I could draw on there, and it'll tell me how hot it is, depending if those crayons melt. So we'll shut this down quickly and carefully. Get my vice clips on here tight, and you can see, yeah, here, lay it on its side.
Much easier, Mr. Jursik, huh, than cutting it off, drilling a new hole, and threading new, tapping new threads in there.
Okay, and then again, this is going to be extremely hot. Sometimes you could actually get steam off there. This would be pretty hot too. I'm just going to go ahead and put a little water on it to make sure it's cold and cools off. I don't want to put parts back in my locker when they're too hot. And that's our broken bolt removal. Looks like our threads are still okay, and it should work just fine.
Perfect.